nearby, be my neighbor. Hi everyone, Cosmic Space Dad here. Now, earlier this year I promised I would do a series on magic and mysteries. So, I figured about now I should probably get around to it, seeing the holidays that we're in, even though I'm busy. I had a little bit of time on Monday to organize some things that you might find interesting. Now, you see I have a board, and it's all written out. I'll go ahead and go through it and explain it for you, so it makes it easier to see. For this, what if I told you that there's been a riddle right in front of your face all the time and you never noticed it? That's the interesting part. Now, we go around doing all this other stuff, everyone talks about things, but we're building our knowledge upon, what we research and what we see. But eventually you have to take all of that knowledge you put in your toolbox and do the childlike thing and dump out your toys to see what you got. And there's a certain process to doing all that. But before that, you have to have a fairly decent understanding of what's going on. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to go over the word or chant, mantra, Om Namah Shivaya. And also, we're going to throw some more of the lexicon inside of it, covering various stories. We're going to go from Sanskrit to using Futhark runes, a little bit, not too much, just to switch it up. Now remember, you have to understand, we used to be one whole family. So something happened to separate everyone. And everything happens for a reason. So what is that reason? That's the main question people should be asking. We're also going to go through a little bit of things about Saturn, which you all are going to find interesting, possibly devious, maybe even blasphemy. Who knows? Does it matter? No. It is what it is. If you have the eyes to see, and ears to hear, then you'll understand it. Partially, anyways. So, Om Namah Shivaya, right? Inside that saying, you see the H's are there, which that goes back to Saturn. But we also have Na, which means earth, Ma, which means water, Shi, which means fire, Va means air, and Ya means ether. Om is vibration. With this, you have the basics going from your root up of your chakra layout inside the system, starting with the root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, and ajna. And then, of course, there's the one more at the top, which is the temple of light. Now, when we sit here and we look at this, we can go ahead and go the story of Inanna, because I brought up Inanna before. She takes off her 7 heavenly garments, and she falls into the underworld among men. So, that's basically the story of Inanna. Now, when you look at the Futhark runes, you see a certain one that means mankind, which is this one right here. This is Manas. Now, Ma means water. Na comes from Inanna, the story of there, and A to Z. So, it means Inanna lost inside the waters of creation. The waters above and below that they talk about. Now, there's a story where you have the 5 elements right here. But inside the story, we go back to the Old Norse myth. And you'll notice this pops up everywhere. It's the song of fire and ice. They say, in the beginning, the being pulled back the void between the primordial raging fire and the cool mist. So, upright triangle is fire. Down is water or ice. When you lay the two down on each other, naturally it would become purple, which is important right there. But you get the tetrahedron, or the Star of David. And from this, the creation comes forth. It's the fractal controller, essentially. Then when you separate out, you have sky pointing upwards or air, and earth pointing downwards. And they both have a line in between to show that they've laid with each other. So you have Father Sky and Mother Earth beyond the union point, and back up as a primordial raging fire and landical mist. Now, inside Mark 15:17, they put Jesus in a purple coat. How many things do you know that are red versus blue? Think about it. Red versus blue. Republicans and Democrats. Halo, red versus blue. Devil May Cry. Dante's red versus blue. Dante versus Virgil. What else do we have? Sonic versus Knuckles. And also Sonic and Shadow, because Shadow has the red instead of his hair. Oh. Everyone, the two main people that started off inside Digimon. Agumon and Gabumon. A fire dragon and an ice wolf. Kind of like House Targaryen and Stark coming together to make Aegon Targaryen or Jon Snow. Which, whenever Agumon and Gabumon digivolve and fuse together, they become Omnimon, the chosen person to save the world. Anyways, interesting how all these different things kind of correlate together. And it goes back to show the stories that we know inside of our old lore are right in front of us all the time. Now, for the Saturn's lock, why I send the H away on Namah Shivaya, and instead I put the lines on top to elongate the verb to make it more Sanskrit. Saturn is known to carry the sickle. Saturn is also known as Satan, and Saturn also represents Chronos, Father Time. So, when you sit there and you think about the Bible, Abram and Sarai were given the H inside of their names by the Creator so that they can know He exists. Interesting. Now, those of the Jewish faith, they wear a tefillin. Inside Christianity, they have the cross, which is a cube unfolded. And in Islam, they have the Kaaba, which all are black cubes. Just like D-Wave is a black cube. Which all this points back up at Saturn's hexagon. Saturn has a hexagon on the bottom of it, which is the two-dimensional shape of the cube. But you can get the six sides from it and pull it forth. It's a cube. Just like we have GameCube, or inside the anime Sword Art Online, the Master Console was an admin box. Now, Satan is an actual name. Back inside Sumeria or Acadia, it was called Satan, which means administrator. They've been saying that you live inside of a simulation, but it's actually started off as a dream. For that, we'll have to get into the Aboriginal people and the original teachings. Once you pay attention to that, and you start going back over things you know over the word of dream, just little jingles in your mind, or various things, you'll start to put together a different picture. Basically, what I've discovered is that people are perceiving the reality within the wrong way. They don't know what this is, and they haven't researched what it is. It is very important to know what this is. What do you live in? What is all these things that are going on around us? All the things that can take your senses and make you go and do this and go do that and go do this and go do that. Where you put your energy at and how you put your energy at. What type of processes you're using to do these things. This is a wonderland all around you. So many games you can play, don't you agree? But it appears people are playing the wrong game because they've forgotten some very crucial and important things. If the star seeds want to get back in, they're going to have to do the work too. Should be easier for you. You should already have it inside you already. Shouldn't be that hard, actually. But yes, all this goes together, all across the world. The Tower of Babel, that incident, just like nowadays, everyone keeps on babbling on, and they don't listen to anything, was to separate the languages so that they can see what they should truly be. It's rumored that Babylon was a spaceport. Could very well be that. And could have had an admin check in, seen what was going on, and decided to reset the whole thing. Satan, or the Anunnaki, those who come from heaven to earth, are technically administrators, and they watch out for things. They've been trying things for various seasons to get everyone to come back to their senses. However, free will and all. Everyone makes their own choices, right? So, I will be giving you more information, more things. Leave me questions and comments. This is just the beginning. There's a lot that goes into this. Red versus blue symbolism and the purple coat from Mark 15:17. Very important. People keep on talking about red pill, blue pill, but you need to take both and get the purple drink. Everybody like purple drink. What's wrong with you? Grape doesn't even taste like grape. I don't know what that is, but it definitely ain't grape. But it's purple. So, purple coat, purple drink. Stop taking the blue and red pills. Go purple with it. Add everything together. You have a quantum computer for a brain that computes in 12 different dimensions. Inside of a system that is laid out by the ether or the very basic principles, you can pull things into reality and manifest them. There is no such thing as scarcity. Scarcity is an illusion. It is a part of the Maya. M-A-Y-A. Or water and ether. The illusion is Maya. And by living within this illusion of what is not true, you bring Yama. Or death. Lord Death. See that? Maya, Yama, illusion means death. Yama, Maya, death is an illusion. Cool, right? It's all written inside the words and understanding the various characters and concepts left within the riddle. Another thing that's really cool, think about this. When little kids are little, you ask them, hey man, what do you want to be? They're like, I want to be a fire truck. Of course, naturally, people are like, you can't be a fire truck. How do you know he can't be a fire truck? See, that's the judgy serpents. You lack imagination. You think a person can't become a fire truck? What's wrong with you? Of course they can. Opti, to see, like, moose. French for mover, mover. Prime. Of being of great importance. Optimus Prime. leader of the Autobots. He's a fire truck. He has the Allspark. The Allspark looks like the Tesseract, which that goes into Thor. We'll get into that riddle, the Thor riddle, and who that person is, what that symbolizes. And also, we'll get into a little bit of the mystery of 17 and the references of it. And also a certain type of computer system or something. There's all types of things going on in the world right now, man. The riddles are getting serious. It's getting pretty heavy. But I do believe that you would enjoy that little bit of information. You have to build your lexicon. The different things inside various languages that you know. Go back closer to the root languages so that you can see the truth of what's going on. Put everything back together. In Futhark, this is Ingwaz. Some people say it could be Inguz. They represent about the same thing. But there's also Kanaz and another Kanaz that are put together, two fires, to make fertility, which when you take an Isa and put on the outside of that, from the seed, the two fires meet with the Isa, the stillness, or the presence of being, Berkana, which is fertility, emerges. And when Inguz is flattened down from being a wave function to being a particle, it goes from boop, boop, boop to boop. Look at that. Looks like a 0 and a 1, doesn't it? But that's the room for Isa. Now, Isa means ice or stillness within oneself inside of the Futhark. But when you go to Sanskrit, Isa also points to the Supreme Being. And it also points to moving vibrant and with vigor. So even while the Supreme Being is being still, it is still vigorously moving and vibrating within itself. That is the essence of Shiva. He who is not. The unknown God. The dude that's the Sky Father is at the very top of everything. I guess we'll have to cover that one too. Don't feel like doing it. It's just a little video to, go over magic and mysteries. It's not that important. But it might help you figure out some things and see some various information. And wait until we get to the infamous number 666. Oh my God. The devil. Oh, but the funny thing is, when you think about that, 666, and everyone's like, hell, Satan. But Satan actually is Satan. They've been saying hell administration the whole time. Hell the admin. Good job, guys. Snitched on yourselves. Good job. Cosmic Space Dad. At least, yeah. That's probably how the dude would be. It's about right. Like, you guys take things too personally. 4 Toltec agreements. Be impeccable in your word. Don't make assumptions. Don't take anything personally. Always do your best. You do these 4 things. 4 things. And you'll be a pretty decent person and start to see the game playing going on, man. It's a dream. Simulation of Matrix. Oh, the Old Norse myth. When the raging fire and mist came together, it formed the first Jotun, Ymir, and the cow, which Ymir suckled the cow. Vishnu sits on Kashira Sagara Matana, or an ocean of milk. And the creation so milky, the hell is everyone's problem? Seriously. You're just a person looking out of your eyes. You don't have a skin color or a race. You're by buying into things that aren't true. If a kid saw a person that was blue or green or purple walking around, they'd be like, cool, man, I want to be red one day. If the adults see a person walking around blue, green, or purple, aversion. You can't even handle different variations of brown on terror. How are you supposed to handle, like, Birdman, the Tengu, Japan's legends, Dogman? There's dog-headed men that were recorded to be inside the Catholic Church, actually. Like, they've had some people that were converted. There's legends of them from back into the Roman days and such like that. And you also have the legend of the werewolf that comes into play as well. Serpent men, the Two Hearts the Cherokees used to fight. Reptilians, you all know them as Alpha Draconians or Draconians or whatever. And, well, I mean, insect people, mantis people, Mothman, Bigfoot. How would you handle all these things and be like, what's up? You have sentience like I do. We should just talk to each other because we're both beings. No, you get afraid first, then you go and start launching weapons and wars. And you want their space technology, so you harvest them and do all this weird stuff inside laboratories instead of seeing they're another person. Like, come on, man. Would you want anyone to, honestly, if you were an alien, would you come down here with the retardation that goes on? No, you get killed. It's common sense, bro. What the hell? But common sense is uncommon. So anyways, we'll cover more magic and mysteries and wonderful doodads and things in the future when I feel like it at some point. And look, I'm a Torah dude, like Tiger King, you know, I do what I want. Oh, Tiger King, yeah, that was a simple and sign. Also, the Torah, Torah, put the H on there, remove the lock, goes to Torah, which is tiger in Japanese. And then there's a tiger message that went out this year, and the Tiger King came on. Shiva wears a tiger's pelt around his waist, and people always tell me, like, you feel like Shiva, man. Like, you have like Shiva energy. I'm like, why do people always say stuff? Like, people know what they say. Like, I be trying to do things, you know? I'm not doing things. I'm a dude doing things, because what would you do with infinity? Things. But you can at least be peaceful and nice and stuff, you know what I mean? And always do your best, aspire others to be better. Like, it's really chill, dude. You can be really chill. And then you look at the top of everything, it says the dude's like the impersonal guy, like the creator, he's very impersonal, nothing was before him, all this other stuff. Like even inside Wicca, there's the god and goddess, but there's someone above him, then that's the impersonal god. He goes to be a yod, he's a primary giver, all for everything. He doesn't have any problems. He's trying to let you know he exists in some way. But yeah, Shiva, you have Shiva energy, I'm like, stop that, guys. Stop that. You're a sage, man. People don't call me so many things. They ask me what my name is. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what my name is. So what do you do? I do so many things, man. I get tired. I be trying to nap, okay? I do this, I do that, a little this, a little that. Living life, you know, playing games, you know, side questing, like learning more stuff, doing things, because it's like cool to do that stuff, you know what I mean? This big old mystery that's left on the planet by Merlin. All this legends and lore. He's the Lord of Lords. Lore. Lord. Lord. Lore. People who become Lord, like people talk about them, they have lore. People call me all types of things, become a Lord, because the whole way that the wordplay works, you can move that around so much once you actually start figuring out like how words move around. But yeah, no. What is this all for? When you were born, you were told, build your character, your words, your bond, all that good stuff, right? You can take none of this material stuff with you, so it does not matter. Then you have a quantum computer for a brain, so you can pull things into reality. This is mentioned in Emerald Tablet number 5, the power of Yotalan. We'll go into that too. And you think there's such a thing as scarcity. You're missing the point of the creation. You don't know what it is. Everyone's making assumptions. No one listens to the elders. Old folks are locked up inside nursing homes. Families don't get along. Everyone's just doing their own thing. No one knows how to be Alice equals noble in Wonderland all around you. What's going on? Y'all can just be noble, guys. You'll make it eventually. Be a little bit childlike. Look at some mysteries. It's a dream. It's a simulation. It's a matrix. Doesn't matter what it is. You're in it. You're not going to get out of it until you figure out how to use the things and do the things at least become acceptable. Really that simple. It makes sense. They say, oh, Earth isn't a soul trap. Star seeds. Oh, don't go to the false light. It's an AI. Would you want assholes inside of infinity with you that can never die? Would you? Would you really? Oh, you're supposed to have a fire birth. 7 chakras, Namasivaya, Om, and then of course Yod, which just Tiberian, whatever. God, one of the oldest names of God. Yod He Vav He. Then you have the legend, you have the thing inside of the whole Bible at the end of Revelations, talking about the 7 seals, 7 churches. The body is a temple, 7 churches. You go back up and put back on your crown. Go back into the whole thing. Gehenna's gate, where people go to bury their children. It's a physical place, but it's also not. It's a place within yourself. It's a type of thing. It's a whole challenge. Pineal gland is a stargate. House is a soul. S-O-L. Star, soul, sun, star, soul, soul. You are filled with the Holy Spirit, until it goes back up and the pineal gland open, and then that activates and fires up, and the whole gets a little wonky, really wonky. And then your soul is active, your sun inside of yourself. Quantum entanglement. Will and Jada had that entanglement issue. Will Smith was supposed to be Neo, but then Keanu Reeves got the role. So he became Hancock instead. That kind of like whole thing. You gotta look at the past and all the stories and everything they've been in. All kinds of stuff. It's a thing. Symbolism. Stars are made for signs. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the first presentation of Magic and Mysteries. And yeah. Catch y'all later. I'm on my fast. I'm gonna go drink some juice and chill. Yeah. That's what we do in Infinity. Do. Where's the thing at? Oh, you're gonna go. That's it. Yeah.